Imagine you're driving, trees on both sides, valley walls close in, everyone in the car a little quiet, and then suddenly the trees just stop. The road straightens, the sky drops down closer, and it feels like you've driven onto a giant green rooftop. That's the moment you know you've reached Shandur top.
Yeah, it's such a strange feeling. One minute you're in this cozy valley, second gear, engine working hard, and then boom, everything opens. Grass, little ponds, and the horizon just stretching forever. You almost forget you're still on a road between two proper mountain valleys.
Welcome to Travel Dairy. I'm Sharjeel, your traveler and host, and with me is my road trip partner in crime, Abdullah.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Abdullah. Today, we're taking you with us to Shandur Top, but not for the famous polo festival, not for hardcore trekking, just for one quiet, careful pause on that high plateau.
Exactly. This is for you if you're driving between Ghizer and Chitral or sitting in the back seat of a hired car thinking, can we actually enjoy Shandur without camping gear, without big plans? The answer is yes, with one simple, smart stop.
And we'll walk you through the whole thing. How the road changes as you climb, how we picked a safe lay-by, how we kept that break short, warm, and easy on the lungs. Think of it as a high plateau pause, not an expedition.
So let's roll back to that day. We were coming up from the Ghizer side, early-ish, sun a bit soft, and the valley was still friendly. Trees, water, small villages, classic northern Pakistan drive.
Everyone in the car was relaxed at first. There was that background chatter, someone peeling oranges, someone else fighting with the aux cable for music. But you could feel the change as the road started climbing properly. The engine sound got a bit deeper, and the windows slowly went up because the air turned cooler.
Yeah, that's your first sign, by the way, that you're entering respect the altitude territory. The scenery gets more open, but the trees start thinning out. It's beautiful, but it's also your cue to do a tiny check inside the car. Is everyone warm enough? Any kid looking sleepy or extra quiet? Anyone with breathing issues?
I remember your jacket moment. You turned around and said very dramatically, "Friends, this is the last stop for casual clothing."
What can I say? I love a bit of drama, but it worked. People started pulling out layers, hoodies, shawls, caps. That little preparation before we reached the actual plateau made our stop later so much more comfortable.
And outside, the valley walls started dropping away. The turns got gentler, the road felt higher and more exposed, and that classic pass feeling kicked in, like the car is slowly climbing up to touch the clouds.
Then comes that magic moment we talked about at the start. The trees disappear, and suddenly the landscape just lays flat around you. Shandur top. Grass on both sides, ponds scattered like little mirrors, and those distant snow peaks sitting almost at your eye level.
Now, this is where a lot of people get excited and just slam the brakes anywhere to take photos. Please don't do that. You're still on a high road, and even if it looks empty, you need to think visibility, traffic, and wind.
We did a slow scan. Left side, right side. We looked for a proper lay-by. One of those wider patches where the gravel shoulder is firm, not muddy, and you can pull off without blocking the road. We actually passed up one tempting spot because the curve was blind. If another car came fast, they'd see us too late.
Also, the wind. It sounds silly till you experience it, but at Shandur, the wind can hit you like someone opened a giant freezer door. We rolled the windows down a bit to test it before stopping fully. You could feel that sharp, high-altitude chill straight away.
So here's what we checked before committing to that pause. Is the lay-by wide and visible from a distance? Is the surface stable for the tires? How strong is the wind when you open the window? And very important, what's the mood inside the car? Anyone already tired or complaining of a headache?
We found one perfect spot. Straight stretch of road, good visibility both ways, no immediate drop-off on the side. We eased the car in, parked facing slightly into the wind to avoid the doors flying open too hard, and then engine off.
That moment when the engine dies and the plateau sound takes over, man, I still remember it. The sudden quiet, just the wind brushing past, a distant barking dog near some shepherd camp, maybe a little flutter of a flag or a boundary marker.
And then we did what every excited traveler does. We jumped out of the car for about 5 seconds, and then everyone rushed back in to add one more layer.
Exactly. Shandur will humble your clothing choices. The air feels thin and clear. The sun might be bright, but the wind steals warmth very quickly. So we told everyone, zip up, cover your ears if you can, proper shoes on. This is not the place for slippery sandals.
Once everyone was dressed like they meant it, we stepped onto the grass, slowly. The ground had that crunchy, slightly dry feel with patches of damp near the little ponds. We kept our walk short and gentle, maybe 20-30 meters away from the car, staying close enough that anyone could return quickly if they felt odd.
You immediately feel the altitude in small ways. Just bending to tie a shoelace or running for a fun photo can make you unexpectedly breathless. So we gave a very simple rule to everyone. Walk like you're in a slow-motion movie. No running, no jumping, especially for kids.
And we did a tiny breathing check. It sounds basic, but it helps. We asked everyone to walk a few steps, talk normally, and then just notice any unusual tightness in the chest, any dizziness, or that strange feeling like your heart is racing for no reason. If yes, that's not the time to prove you're strong. That's your cue to shorten the brake and head back to the car.
Altitude is not something to fight with ego, especially for elders, kids, or anyone with heart or lung issues. Our goal was never to conquer Shandur. It was to enjoy one safe, soft pause in the middle of a long journey.
Once we were sure everyone felt okay, we settled into what I call our tiny comfort rules. Layers on, windproof zipped, beanies or scarves, laces tied tight, phone in pocket, not in your freezing hand, and one person always keeping an eye on the time and the light.
Then came my favorite part, thermos time. We brought simple chai from home, nothing fancy, just strong and sweet. We poured it into small cups, hands wrapped around them, steam disappearing into the Shandur wind. I still remember how that first sip felt, like the heat went straight from my fingers to my chest.
We had basic snacks too, some biscuits, a few nuts, maybe a leftover paratha or two. This isn't a picnic spot with big tables and dustbins everywhere, so we kept it very simple and very importantly, packed all our trash back into the car. High plateaus like Shandur are beautiful because people don't treat them like a dustbin.
There was this nice moment where everyone sort of turned different ways. Someone facing towards the Ghizer side, remembering where we'd come from. Someone else looking towards Chitral, quietly calculating the road ahead. And we just sat in that thin silence for a few minutes. No festival crowd, no loud music, just our small group and this giant open roof between valleys.
And that's the beauty of going off-season, by the way. You don't need the big event to feel how special Shandur is. The plateau itself, in that calm, slightly lonely mood, is its own experience.
We kept checking in quietly. Everyone warm? Anybody's fingers numb? Anyone feeling unusually sleepy or heavy-headed? After about 20, maybe 30 minutes, we decided, okay, this is enough. We've made our memory. Now let's respect the altitude and the remaining drive.
Before starting the car, we did a quick mental checklist. Daylight? Still good, but we didn't want to waste it. Fuel? We had enough to comfortably reach the next town. Weather? Clouds looked stable, no sudden storm building up. Once we were happy with those three, only then did we say goodbye to our little lay-by.
And the drive down, whichever side you're going, Chitral or back towards Ghizer, feels completely different after that pause. Instead of the road feeling endless, you carry that quiet plateau in your mind. The long journey becomes two parts with this soft green and sky chapter in the middle.
It also made everyone in the car calmer. Less complaining, more looking out of the windows. suddenly people had a story to hold on to. The crunchy grass, the cold wind on their face, the taste of chai at 3,700 meters. That's the power of a small, intentional stop.
So if you're planning to cross Shandur, you don't need expensive gear or a big festival trip to make it special. All you really need is what we've been talking about: a safe, visible lay-by, a short and gentle walk, warm layers, a thermos if you can manage it, and the wisdom to listen to your own body and to your group.
And remember, conditions change. Road quality, weather, even where you can safely stop. These things evolve season to season. So instead of memorizing exact timings from us, think in principles. Start early, keep your break short, stay flexible, and always put comfort and safety above photos.
To make this easier for you, we've put together a little Shandur crossing mini checklist for your next trip. It has packing suggestions, simple timing notes, and reminders about altitude and weather that we keep updating as travelers send us fresh info.
You can grab that checklist on our website. It's free, it's short, and you can literally screenshot it before you lose signal in the mountains.
All right, that's it for today's travel dairy entry from Shandur Top. May your own drive across that high plateau be gentle, safe, and full of those quiet, sky-wide memories.
Travel safe, enjoy the northern skies, and we'll join you again soon with another story from the road.